Western policy is much more ruthless than anything you will see in House of Cards. Britain ruled Hong Kong for 150 years and never allowed the election of the governor of Hong Kong in any way at all for 150 years. But there were no complaints which came out of US foreign policy. Only when Hong Kong returned to China did we find complaints about this. $153 million paid by companies for Wall Street and American companies for speaking by Bill and Hillary Clinton. Well, I've heard some very good speakers in my time, but I've never heard anybody who was worth $153 million. You tell the women of India that they could live 9 years longer, read and write, and not have their children be brought up in poverty, and they were allowed to emigrate to China, I assure you several 100 million people would quickly go north of the Himalayas. China's economic growth from 1978 to 2015, 9.7%, is the fastest ever recorded by a major economy in human history. China has raised 728 million people from poverty. That is the greatest contribution to human rights in the entire world. But if you take One Belt, One Road, for example, it means that China is spreading its prosperity out into other countries. So this is great for the world. I was in the municipal hall in Shanghai and I saw a picture of Deng Xiaoping. And he visited Shanghai, and tears came to my eyes because I knew what that person represented from the point of view of their achievements for so many people in China and therefore for so many people in the world. When China's GDP per capita becomes 23% that of the United States, China's economy becomes as large as the economy of the United States. In 1949 until 1978, China's life expectancy increased by 32 years in a 29-year period. There has never been anything like that in human history before. I'll help it by using World Bank criteria of the international one. It's just a little bit higher. It means that China might just achieve this by 2020 if it grows very quickly. If not, it'll achieve it about 2021, 2022. So China is very close to being high-income economy. Can you imagine what a wonderful thing this is for the world? My view is very simple, that in some fields, in particular the economy, in foreign policy and geopolitics, China's ideas are most advanced in the world. I've created a website in English called Learning from China. And there's a particular reason for that.